Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First, we'd like to thank for Malaysia Palm Oil Board had to invite me to attend this event. In my presentation, I try to show you about the nutritional status, dietary intake of Vietnamese. In the content, my presentation, I show about the malnutrition, micronutrient deficiency among Vietnamese children. Also, situation of obesity or diabetes, blood lipid disorder among adult Vietnamese. An overview about the protection factor in the Vietnamese diet and some guidelines for potential food to improve diet intake and health of Vietnamese. Do you see here is a malnutrition among under 5 children according to the data of National Institute of Nutrition in year 2012. You see here we still have 16.2% of children wasting underweight and 26.7% of children is got stunting and wasting about 6.7%. It means that among under 5 children, there is one children get underweight among under 5 children, and there are one children get stunting. It means no height for age among 3 under 5 children. The study in the world shows that children who are stunting at 3 years of age and we have a lower height at when they become adult. You can see here if children got stunting when they are 3 years, they can get only 158 centimeters when they are 18. But if they are good, grow at 3 years, they can become 170.9 centimeters. It means almost 13 centimeters different. That promote for development of children in Vietnam very important for improve the height of adult person, Vietnamese person. Also, we have got problem with vitamin A deficiency. You can see here is a prevalence of no retinol vitamin A among under 5 children, and for total under 5 children, about 14.2% have a low serum vitamin A. Also, vitamin D deficiency is around 50% among children 6 to 11 years old. Also, we have a high prevalence of anemia under 5 children. You can see here is a true national survey in year 2000 and year 2009. Almost 30% of under 5 children got anemia. And for zinc deficiency, it estimated by Zinc Nutrition Consultant Group, international group. Zinc deficiency among under 5 children almost 28%. But in fact, when we do the study, we determine zinc in the serum. It very high prevalence in in poor area, maybe 50-60% like in Thái Nguyên or Quảng Bình province. It's a poor province in Vietnam. And also we have problem with obesity, overweight and obesity among under 5 children and adult person. Also, this is the data in year 2012. It's 9.2% in urban area. Children under 5 got overweight and obesity and in urban area, but 3% in rural area. For person from 6 to 19 years old, it's almost 20% in urban area and 7% in rural area. For a person more than 90 years old, it's 13% in urban and 6.2% in rural area. That in Vietnam we have a double malnutrition with malnutrition, micronutrient deficiency, and also overweight and obesity among children and adult person. Here we have a national study by NIN in year 2010. We can see here we still have a total about 16.2% is a chronic energy deficiency. It means BMI less than 18.5%. But we also have here almost 26% adult person have a BMI from 23. It means it have a risk factor for diabetes and heart disease for that person already in Vietnam. For BMI from 25 years, we have more than 10% for adult person. And here we can see the chronic energy deficiency in rural, for urban, for total country and for urban area is a chronic energy deficiency, but you can see here overweight in urban area here like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City almost 40%. And it's overweight and obesity 18% in big city like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Also very important that we also have a study about prevalence of blood lipid disorder. Here you can see the for total area, for total country is 29% have high cholesterol and 34% have high triglyceride and 26% have high no density lipoprotein cholesterol, and here decrease high density lipoprotein cholesterol 29% and high fasting glucose 7.7%. But here you can see the data in a big city like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Very high prevalence of blood lipid disorder. With 44% with high cholesterol, and 49% with high triglyceride, and 34% with high no density lipoprotein cholesterol, and high fasting glucose almost 12%. Here's the prevalence of hypertension for men and for female. It total 33% for adult person according to WHO estimate in year 2011. We see that the risk factor of blood lipid disorder, hypertension, diabetes, smoking, and obesity is a risk factor for atherosclerosis, and it means that it causes clinical disease like infection or stroke for adult person in Vietnam. Here picture of development of atherosclerosis. It increasing by the time. And we are young here, it's normal artery, but when we get some blood lipid disorder, the picture of atherosclerosis is increasing by the time, and it can cause infection or stroke. And also problem, as a problem of Vietnamese, we can see prevalence of diabetes and blood glucose disorder increasing from 2002 in year 2008. It here big survey at national level. You see in year 2002 we have a 2.7% person get diabetes, but after 6 years, in year 2008 it become to 5%. Besides that, we have a blood glucose disorder. 7.3% in year 2002, but it increasing to 14.3% in year 2008. Do you see? It means that after only 6 years, prevalence of diabetes almost double among adult person in Vietnam. Here you can see the picture in the big city like Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang and Hải Phòng. Do you see in In the part in 1990, the prevalence of diabetes only was 1 or 2% than person in big city, but it increasing by the time. And now it's about 7, and some studies show 8 or 10% in big city like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh city. Person get diabetes. And metabolic syndrome data from NAN, so in year 2008, it's about almost 22%, and it also increasing by the age group. When it's older, we get more metabolic syndrome. And also prevalence of mortality by different disease. According to WHO estimate, we see a coronary vascular disease, it occupy almost 40% of death among adult persons in Vietnam. For diabetes, about 3%, respiratory disease, about 8%, and cancer, 14%, other non-communicable disease, 10%, and injury, about 9%, other disease like communicable disease, maternal, prenatal, and nutrition condition, about 16%. Also, we saw the study of NAN, so there is a relationship between lipid intake and blood lipid disorder. If the energy comes from lipid, less than 20%, blood lipid disorder is 1. If the energy comes from lipid increasing more than 20%, it increasing to 2 or more than 3% in different areas. Also, in relation to vegetable intake, you will see if fruit and vegetable intake less than 400 grams per person per day, we can get blood lipid disorder. The risk factor is 1. But when we consume more than 400 grams per day, the triglyceride or hypercholesterol reduce about 2/3. And it's significant both in men and women. Also, we saw the relation between blood lipid disorder with alcohol consumption here. And also, study of NAN show the short lipid from dietary intake of adult person in Vietnam in different areas. But you see here the lipid intake comes from rice, because 4.6 grams per capita per day. In Vietnam, we consume that's a liter. Big rice intake almost more than around 400 grams per rice per person per day. But you can see here fat and high fat and protein, legume, and oil seed 2.7, and oil you see here. Oil intake, vegetable oil only 2.2 grams per capita per day. But you can see the big part come from fat and butter, about 11 grams per capita per day. And meat, fat comes from the meat 2.5. And fish and seafood only 1.1 grams per capita per day. And it's different area, but we see the picture in the urban area with more fat intake than to compare another area. And the total lipid intake from Vietnamese diet, this we do also the small sample size, but we do at laboratory test. We analyze the composition of energy come from fat and other composition. Like in urban area, it's lipid intake about 56.5 grams per capita per day, and energy come from lipid about 500 kilocalories per capita per day. But you can see here in mountainous area almost about 40 grams per day, and coastal area very low, 15 grams per capita, and energy comes from lipid very low. And in rural area also about 28 grams per capita per day, It means that only urban area can meet the requirement of lipid intake. About 20 energy come from lipid, but other area very low to compare with RDA and the recommendation. It means that we still, like an oil company, we still have a potential for open the market for promote for lipid intake for Vietnamese population. In here we want to see we also analyze the total lipid intake and saturated fat intake and unsaturated fat and omega-6 intake for different areas. But it almost is high in urban area, but it low in other area. But this is the ratio between omega-6, omega-3, and energy come from saturated fat. I think we see it's a good picture in coastal area to compare it another area. Some picture to compare the different fat intake. Also the protection factor in the Vietnamese diet, you can see like a vitamin E. Intake is about 6,000 microgram per diet per capita per day. It means that it's very low compared to about 12,000 microgram per person per day. That we meet only half RDA in urban area, but it's lower than very low in mountainous area, or delta area, or coastal area. And lycopene intake is also low. Beta carotene is also very low to intake. Only in urban area it's a little good to compare another area. It means that the protective factor in the diet to intake of Vietnamese very low. It's almost it's a factor for antioxidant for control chronic disease for Vietnamese. It's still low in Vietnamese diet. It's contain beta carotene, lycopene, and vitamin E in diet for Vietnamese with different areas. Here's in urban area, in delta area, in coastal area, and mountainous area for vitamin E. Here's a beta carotene, and here's a lycopene, and here's a beta carotene. It means that for my presentation about the situation about disease situation, about nutritional status and the protective factor. It shows that palm oil rich in vitamin E, beta carotene have a benefit for Vietnamese diet. That palm oil, I also see that potential source for vitamin E, beta carotene, and other factors of Vietnamese diet. To consume the consumption of the palm oil can contribute to improve the nitric intake for Vietnamese, especially in mountainous area, rural area, coastal area. Only urban area now I see the nitric intake is a mixed area, but we need to improve the quantity of the fat for the nitric intake for urban community. And it will be contribute to improve the nutritional status and control of non-communicable disease for Vietnamese. That is so. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for paying attention.